The Bulls were facing an injury-plagued team on a back-to-back, but it's still newsworthy when they make a game of things. And they not only did that in tonight's game in Brooklyn, but the Bulls and Nets put on a fast-paced, high-scoring affair. The Bulls continued their most recent string of late-game collapses towards the final here of 122-117, though it's better than being blown out. And best news was that Lauri Markkanen performed very well. In 31 minutes, a bit low, scored 18 points and a career-high 19 rebounds. Shooting from the best areas of the court, he was 3-7 from 3 and had a few emphatic finishes inside. The Bulls were out and running in this one, though as has been the case for much of the Boylen era, it slowed down in the second half, and Markkanen's best play may have been this do-it-all break with Chris Dunn connecting from 3. Hey, a possession that should give you some optimism. Markkanen bringing the ball up on a grab-and-go, he's been good in that role, and passing out to Dunn for a spot-up 3. Nice to see these guys getting a chance to try stuff out. pic.twitter.com/ncq4mayhook, Stephen O. @StephNo, January 30, 2019. Dunn was actually 2-3 from 3 in this game, but overall it was another pretty terrible game from him. 0 assists to 6 turnovers, and the Bulls had 11 first-half turnovers and a brief reprieve before a half dozen more in the final quarter alone. Zach LaVine had several and some unwise drives to the lane, though had enough scoring binges, including some late shameless stat padding, getting uncontested inside looks when they needed threes, to finish with 26. The other big story from the Bulls' offense was Jabari Parker, who had 22 on 10-15 shooting, but he and especially the Parker-Portis front-court tandem were total train wrecks defensively in this game. Despite Parker's scoring, the Bulls' bench was outworked and outscored 59-48, and their runs led by some ridiculous Shabazz Napier makes kept pushing the Nets ahead. And then late in the game, though the Bulls were keeping close, they simply could not get stops. This game likely wouldn't have been that close if not for some hope they missed threes defense actually working. The Nets hoist a ton of them, and despite more than a few wide-open looks, only made below 29%, with potential three-point shootout participant Joe Harris going 2-7 and D'Angelo Russell going 2-8. To Russell's credit, he was giving Dunn and Harrison fits and finished with 8 FT makes to get to a game-high 30 points. So, for once, this wasn't a totally discouraging night for the Bulls. We know they are going to suck on defense, and at least one important young piece had a great game. However, if you want to get existential, the Boylen era was meant to be about buying in to get good defensive habits or whatever, and not only was that not shown in this game, but the players themselves at this point are either discouraged over the losses or ambivalent besides just getting theirs, and that's not good for the old development. With that sad realization to close things, I'll instead leave you with a Fro clip.